Greg. I noticed that there are over 230,000 service providers in the US. That's pretty overwhelming. How does a fleet narrow that down and choose one?
Yeah. Well, I think if you really look at it, we break it down into a few buckets. Cost control would be a big one, downtime, and safety. So those are kind of three buckets, and there's components that fall into each one of those. When do you want to have your fleet serviced? When are they open and available to actually do that work on your vehicle? And that's really important around downtime. So making sure that if you want it serviced off hours, that they can do that work. So based on where the fleet is at, if it's mobile, if it's multi-state, you would want to have providers, a national and regional provider that can service their vehicles wherever they're at. You wouldn't want to have your fleet driver driving 30 miles to get to a service provider if they have one locally that they can get to.
Yeah.
Partnership's important because it really truly is a partnership between the fleet and the shop. You don't want to be jumping from provider to provider doing work, especially as your business grows, as the fleet grows, you have more vehicles. You want that provider to be able to service you and grow with you. There's definitely a balance between the speed at which it gets done, the pricing, and the quality of the work that gets done. The average fleet vehicle generates between $450 and $750 a day in revenue. If a job takes all day to get done, potentially you're losing $750. So paying a little bit more for a job that can maybe get done in half the time is definitely a benefit. So how consistent is the service provider that you're using? One time you don't want to go in for an oil change and it takes 15 minutes, and the next time it takes 4 hours.
And if they have a standardized process, that should give a pretty good idea of how they'll handle it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If they've got a standard inspection process, they're going to be looking at the vehicle, you're going to get quality work done. A lot of fleets have upfit vehicles or they have specific pieces of equipment. You want to make sure that your service provider can actually service the equipment and the vehicles that you have. How do you communicate with your service provider? Are they accessible to you? If there's a lot of phone calls and people not answering messages, that will just delay the process. And this is where you're multi-state, you're going to multiple locations. You really want your provider to be able to send you one bill. If you're using 20 different people to do your service work, that means you're going to get 20 different bills.
Is that something that most providers offer?
Most regional and national providers today can give you that consolidated billing. What it really comes back down to is the big three key things we talked about in the very beginning, and that's the cost control for your fleet, the downtime of the vehicles that you have within your fleet, and the safety of your fleet.
Well, thank you, Greg, for answering all my questions, and if I have any more, then I'll check out the white paper on our resources page about how to select a maintenance provider.
Awesome, thanks, Jess.
Okay.